Get ready. Friends, I deem it a great honor and privilege to preside over this conference of distinguished parliamentarians and legislators on the vital subject of population and development. The main objective of today's deliberations is to create an awareness among the people and secure their cooperation in our family welfare program in the overall context of the country's developmental effort. Some perspective studies have established that with the present growth rate of population, the world population might double in a few decades. The direct effect will be that financial outlays on social services will immensely increase, thereby creating severe budgetary restraints. Under such conditions, you can visualize the fate of posterity. Nothing casts a darker shadow on the future of mankind than the phenomenon of population explosion. The history of economic development of the advanced nations and the appalling conditions in which the people of the developing and underdeveloped countries are living corroborates the dictum that population and development are correlated and interconnected. With limited land and inadequate resources, it is becoming increasingly difficult for many countries to cope with problems arising out of their swelling population. It has also come to stay as one of the major causes of the yawning gap in the rate of economic development between the rich and the poor nations. While a dramatic increase of the population has been registered in developing countries, it is gratifying that there has also been a remarkable awakening about the acute problems posed by this phenomenon. The likelihood of rapid slowing down of population growth doesn't, however, seem imminent. Still, ambitious policies to spread the message of family planning have been introduced in countries representing over 70% of the population of the developing world, and this is the only mitigating circumstance in the present state of affairs. We in India are also face to face with this problem. Its enormity can be gauged from the simple fact that we are adding to our population one Australia every year, one United States every 15 years, and one Soviet Union every 20 years. Next to China, India is the most populous country in the world. Our land area is less than 2.5% of the world's total land area, but we have more than 50% of the world's population. The provisional results of the latest census operations have placed India's population around 700 million. The simple fact which has emerged is that during these 30 years, over 300 millions have been added to India's population. The latest economic survey reveals that the national product has been growing at a rate of 3.5% during this period as compared to 1.25% over the middle of 19th century. It is a great achievement for the country to be ranked 10th in industrial production and 4th largest grain producer in the world. These have, however, to be viewed against the background that the population growth rate of over 2% has considerably eroded the per capita gross national product. Could you imagine what would have been the level of our prosperity if we had checked enormous growth of population over these years? We would have been among the most prosperous and developed nations today. I say with all the emphasis at my command that those who denounced family planning for narrow, selfish ends did a great disservice to society as a whole. The sixth plan has rightly reiterated the government's resolve to implement the family planning program on a voluntary basis. It is sought to interweave it into the entire fabric of developmental effort. This is important because higher life expectancy, increased literacy, and better standards of living exert a definite influence on the growth of population. This has been the experience of the developed countries which have passed from high birth and death rates to low ones. We can no doubt solve the problems of excessive population through legislative measures, but the experience in several countries has shown that legislation is neither social education nor a substitute for motivating public opinion to highlight the impending dangers. I feel that motivation for population control must come from the people themselves. In a message to the World Health Organization, the Prime Minister has rightly emphasized that motivation by persuading people to participate in the family welfare programs of the country is our national policy. And in this, the parliamentarians and legislators who can feel the pulse of the people have a pivotal role to play. Persuasive measures urging the people to voluntarily accept small families as a norm for future when they emanating from people's representatives with all sincerity of purpose will surely hit the bull's eye. Here lies the happiness and salvation of masses and the country. It was in this context that 11 political parties represented in Lok Sabha made a joint appeal that small family NARM must be a part of the minimal national consensus above partisan policies. Such a framework will enable government and the people cooperatively to formulate and implement a human, democratic, and voluntary yet vigorous program of family planning with the political support requisite for ensuring a decisive decline in fertility within the present decade. I am glad to say that all sections of the House rightly visualized the gravity of the impending dangers of population growth. I feel that there should be a national consensus on such a vital issue. This is possible only when all the political parties sincerely strive for it. I would like such an atmosphere to be created all over the country, but not the solitary dissenting voice is heard against the family planning program. Then alone we can give some positive form and meaning to the hopes and aspirations of coming generation. Otherwise we shall be doing unimaginable harm to the nation and playing havoc with posterity. It is a matter for great satisfaction that this conference has brought together representatives of the people from all political parties. I am confident that the participants here will endeavor to share and pull together their rich and varied experience on the complex issues of population growth. This will help the formulation of a realistic national program acceptable to the people without demur. It should be by the people and for the people.